Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Breaking down another game, another heartbreaker, unfortunately. But Kings took the L to the Utah Jazz. None of us are surprised. 113 to 119. There was a few things that were surprising, some things that were not so surprising regarding De'Aaron Fox, and we'll talk about all that in a second. First of all, everybody that's new to here, thank you for finding the channel. Thanks for taking the time to check us out. Welcome, and for everybody that is returning, welcome back. My name is Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. We break down things that are related to the Sacramento Kings, Stockton Kings, and Kingsguard Gaming. So if you like to have conversations like that and listen to content like that, this is a good place to tune in. Back to this game, because no one thought that we were going to legitimately win this one, but I say we put in a pretty valiant effort, all things considered. I'm not as heartbroken about this game, although I am slightly annoyed, and we'll talk about that as well. Let's get straight to it and take a look at the game breakdown. So Kings got off to a better start in this one, 29 points in the first, 33 points in the first for the Jazz, 30 for the Kings in the second quarter, 25 for the Jazz. So Kings started to figure things out a little bit. Jazz were a little stagnant. I would say more missed opportunities, but second half woes. The Kings 28, not too bad, but the Jazz 32 points in the third, and then finally to take us out and put us out of our misery, Kings 26 in the fourth quarter and Jazz 29 in the fourth quarter. We'll take a look at who were the leaders in the game, and then we'll jump straight into the stats, and we'll kind of talk about the game and what I saw. I'm sure what I saw is a lot of what y'all saw also, so it shouldn't be too many surprises there. And there we go. Just got to get my iPad to want to actually work with me, because the iPad is pissed off about the game too, obviously. We had Harrison Barnes with 23 points, Donovan Mitchell with 36, Rashaan Holmes with 10 rebounds, Rudy Gobert with 20 rebounds, Fox with 9 assists, D. Mitchell with 6 assists, and Fox had 3 steals. Rudy Gobert had 4 blocks. Over on the wider breadth of the stat side of things, we'll go and take a look at the Jazz. We already saw that Donovan Mitchell went off and had 36 points. Mike Conley also went off and had 30 points in his 30 minutes, 11 and 19 from the field. Donovan Mitchell was 14 from 30 from the field. D. Mitch was 5 of 12 from 3. Conley was 6 of 9 from 3. They were just sniping us. 8 rebounds for Donovan Mitchell and 1 steal as well. Bojan Bogdanovic had 20 points in his 30 minutes, 7 of 11, 2 of 5 from 3. He had 3 rebounds. Gobert, 12 points, 3 of 4 from the field. He hit 6 of 9 from the charity stripe, had 20 rebounds, had 4 blocks like we talked about. Royce O'Neal, who I think was part of the team who kept the Kings in the game at all. In his 30 minutes, he only had 2 points. He was 1 of 5 from the field. He was 0 of 4 from 3. Don't count on that happening too much with Royce O'Neal. He also had 5 rebounds. Whiteside had more of an effect than his stats show. In his 15 minutes, he had 9 points and hit all of his free throws. Also had 12 rebounds, so 9 and 12 from Whiteside, who was just with us last season. Joe Ingles in his 26 minutes also helped us out by only hitting 1 3-pointer and only having 3 points. And we had Jordan Clarkson in his 22 minutes. He also helped us out. He went 1 of 13 from the field, 0 of 11 from 3. He was popping off big time. If y'all remember last time when we played him, he wasn't popping off as much this time, I'll tell you that. But nonetheless, they came out with the George W. And we'll go and we'll take a look at not Whiteside, because that's old news. There we go. Let's take a look at the Sacramento Kings stats. Wow, okay. Ads. Harrison Barnes, 35 minutes, 23 points, 2 of 5 from 3, and 6 rebounds. Tyrese Halliburton in his 31 minutes had 14 points. He was 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, had a turnover, a steal, and 2 blocks. Fox, 35 minutes, 13 points, 4 of 15 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3. I'd like that to be 7 of 7. I'll take 6 of 7. 5 of 7 from Fox, unfortunately, is something that I have to be okay with this time. But nonetheless, there we are. 9 assists, like I said. We'll talk about Fox in a minute. Maurice Harkless, 29 minutes, 12 points. He was 2 of 4 from 3. 3 rebounds, 2 blocks. Rashaan Holmes, a bit more of a quiet game. He jammed his knee earlier in the game, falling kind of funny. I thought he was going to be out for a few games, but tough son of a gun ran right to the locker room, came right back out. Only a few minutes later and went right back into the game, but you could see him grimacing and kind of working through whatever knee pain he was having from his knee kind of coming down to the ground by itself before the rest of the weight of his body came down, and he went down to the ground clutching it. But I'm glad overall he's okay. But he had a double-double. He 10 points, 10 rebounds, and he had a block. Buddy Hill, 30 minutes, 19 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3. Shoot it, buddy. Only went to the line once, but when he did go to the line, it was at a crucial moment in the game, and we needed those free throws, and he hit them. Good to see Buddy attacking the rim. Against Rudy Gobert, too. 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Buddy, 1 steal for Buddy as well. D. Mitch, 29 minutes. The other D. Mitch, this is Davion Mitchell from Kings. 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Missed 2 free throws, 2 of 4, but had 4 rebounds, had 2 assists, had 2 turnovers, but had a block as well. Alex Len in his 15 minutes, so we put a Len in there to battle the white side body. 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. What I like from Alex Len is that a few times when we give him the ball in the high post, and he was kind of playmaking. And, I mean, that's not necessarily exactly what we want from him, but at the same, I mean, not what we got him for, let's say, but I'll take it, though. That's facts. Story of this game really is that Jazz missed a lot of wide open 3-pointers or lightly contested 3-pointers or uncontested 3-pointers. They missed a lot of them, and it kept us in the game. I did like our ball movement overall more this game. The biggest thing for me was that the Kings remained competitive and stayed in the groove. Stayed on the grind to try to find a groove. And, you know, at times it was really working for us. There was some, like I said, some better ball movement going on this game. I liked a lot more of the plays that we were running this game. We were running some double drag. We got a set that we run where, and I like it because more people touch the ball. We got some actions coming off of the wing, like a double on ball screen. Or not a double on-ball screen, but dribble handoff, screen up high, and then we come and we rescreen, and then from there we kind of see what we got. And if it's a shooter, they can take the shot. If it's a slasher, they can get into the paint. If it's a playmaker, they can kind of, you know, play the field. But I do like the looks that it affords us. I think it's a more effective set than we've been effective with it. So overall, I like it. I think it was better than just the Spain pick and roll that we were running a lot last year. And I like the Spain pick and roll. I think it's really good for Reese. It's not great for Fox because he, you know, is not shooting well, right? He's shooting bad right now. So it's not great for him, but I think it's even good for Davion. So, overall, it's a good look. Fox kind of has to make more of his own plays. You kind of don't really, I mean, you can run a play for Fox, but Fox kind of he's a playmaker who makes his own plays, whereas Tyrese Halliburton and Davion Mitchell are more so showing that they're playmakers that can make plays for themselves and others. And that's something that Fox can do, but he's just lower on the totem pole with that, but he's higher on the totem pole as far as being able to make a play for himself, beat his man off the dribble, and come up with the bucket. Obviously, things just aren't clicking right now. Fox continues to struggle. He continues to struggle. But what I like, and that's obvious. We're all seeing that. I passed the point of worrying, and I'm at the point now where, because of how he performed in this game, the key thing is that Fox, his confidence did not dip a lot. When the shots were right, he continued to take them. He did try to look for more opportunities to get the ball to guys that were hot, so he wasn't forcing the issue. And that's my biggest thing, because there's a fine line when you're struggling as a player. We always hear, say, announcers, analysts, anybody say, find other ways to affect the game. And as much as we hear them say that, I don't think we hear it. I don't think we see it happen as much as we see it being requested. This is a game where Fox found that fine balance. He didn't score a bucket all the first half, and then in the second half, he remained, I won't say aggressive, but he remained confident. There's a difference, right? You're usually more aggressive when your confidence is really high on the court. And so he wasn't aggressive, but he was confident. So he was smart. He took the right shots, even when they didn't go in, and he continued to take them. And then he got in and got his mid-range, jumper going. He got a few things at the rim. He still missed a little bit after that. Took a healthy amount of threes this time. This game, he only took 4. And I'm cool with him taking 3 to 4 right now. I would rather see 3 and 2 of those be catch and shoot, but because he's been playing off the ball. But 4 is where I draw the line. He was right there at the line. He didn't hit any of them. His three-point shooting percentage was 17%. Before this game started, since he missed all of these, it is now at 15.4%. Although his catch and shoot threes are higher, and we'll start looking at that more, that stat. We'll go to Basketball Reference. That'll be something that we pull up and take a look at. Apologies for the iPad issue. Don't know where that's coming from, but of course there's always something to battle through here. All the last season I was doing this, no iPad issue. Well, a few iPad issues. Now we got them, but we'll work through them. Just like Fox is working through these scoring woes, But like I said, he really did a great job of staying engaged. He picked up his defense a little bit more. I think his turnovers were a respectable amount. He had 3 turnovers for our primary ball handler, for the, leader of our team. I'll take that. So, I'm fine with that too. Ultimately, he ended the game. I mean, as much as he was struggling and didn't score a bucket in the whole first half, for him to end it, and have 13 in the second half, put it to you like this: if he would have had 13 in the first and 13 in the second, not only would we have probably have won the game, but aside from that, we'd be looking at 26 instead of this. Or even if he had 10, if he had 8, we'd be looking at 21. So, he didn't score at all in the first half, and for him to remain aggressive and end the game with putting something on the board for the team and still remaining some type of threat, so defenses still had to worry about him, because they might have came out and said, Fox is cold, we don't got to worry about him too much. He puts a few through the hoop, and they're like, okay, that's not the case. This guy is heating up, and he could go nuclear. So let's still give him the gravity that he's earned, and it allowed more cutting. From what I had seen, and not that Fox is spacing the floor super much, but you can only sag off of him so much right now. So anyway, I did like I said, I liked a little bit more of the off-ball movement from the team. There wasn't a whole lot of it, but if I'm saying, if there wasn't off-ball screens, as many off-ball screens and stuff like that, then at least there was more cutting that I saw this time. And if we could see that consistently, then I can look back and I say that says something, that we started cutting more when we were going against, Defensive Player of the Year, paint protector extraordinaire Rudy Gobert. I didn't plan that, but I said it. So, that's, to me, that shows either an unconsciousness from this team that is, going to be required to go to the next level, or a conscious effort and confidence when we, really need it. And this is a good place for it to start. A team that ended the season last year, with the number 1 record in the Utah Jazz. But like I said, I don't want to, even the announcers, were kind of, look at, because the Jazz were shooting a really bad 3-point percentage. It was 20 something. Yeah, they ended the game shooting 29%, which is uncharacteristic of them. So, and we ended the game shooting 38%. They made more. They shot more and they made more. They shot 48 threes. They made 14. We shot 31. We made 12. And we both shot 70% from the free throw line, so we were missing some. They shot 27, made 19. We shot 24 and made 17. Excuse me. I like that we got to the free throw line more this time around, but if I pulled up the shot chart, you would see like, oh dang, especially if you're watching the game, which you likely did, and you saw that they had a lot of, like I said, fair amount of wide open threes, a lot of lightly contested threes, and some people were just closing out from super far away, and you can't even really call that a contest. Yeah, I mean, it's a closeout, so there's some pressure, but all those dudes, they're all cool headed. You know what I mean? What I do like, though, I will say this. When we did have people that stuck to their man close enough to give a good closeout, we had some pretty solid and some pretty decent closeouts. Maurice Harkless, had some beautiful closeouts, and for Mo Harkless to have been struggling a little bit with his offense, to come in and have a game like this while still being effective on the defensive side of the ball was nice. He made a few moves. I saw he had a spin move to the bucket that was aggressive and gave us a timely bucket when we needed it. There was also him. He was slashing a little bit more with them long arms, which he doesn't always control well, but he was able to get it up and get it over into the hoop. Hit 2 of his 4 threes, so that was good. Excuse me. Overall, I was very pleased with the way Maurice Harkless played. He was doing the dirty work, and he helped us stay in the game. And I can honestly say it wasn't until the last. It came down to the last 2 minutes before they really pulled away. And as you could see, 119 to 113. It was 2-possession game is how it ended. Even with us fouling, and them going to the line, so it stayed close. I'm gonna start trying to do this thing with Luke Walton as much as I can. I'm gonna say a good thing about Luke Walton. I'm gonna say a bad thing about Luke Walton. I'm gonna say a good thing about Luke Walton. Okay, I'm gonna say one good thing about Luke Walton. I'm gonna say 2 bad things about Luke Walton. I'm gonna say one. Okay, so one good thing about Luke Walton. I liked his rotations more in this game than before. So I felt that was really good. Oh, shout out to Buddy Hield. He had 19. He was 6 of 4 from the field and 5 of 7 from 3. Go, Buddy, go. And was playing some inspired defense and solid defense for Buddy Hield. Go, Buddy, go. Back over to what I was talking about. One bad thing, 2 good things about Luke Walton. Like I said, I like the sets that we were running more. His plays out of timeout have been improving significantly, along with the team executing them better too. So props to Luke Walton for the plays at a timeout, and if that's him and Alvin Gentry, with the offensive coordination, I'm liking what I'm seeing at a timeout. Props to the Kings for also executing them better. So it's good to see that improvement. That bodes well. If this continues to progress and we can continue to compete in games, then I'm really gonna appreciate that. So that was good about Luke Walton. 2 bad things about Luke Walton. I should have said 1 bad thing, 1 good thing, 1 bad thing. But hindsight's 20/20. He continues to suck using coaches' challenges. He has to be the worst in the league. I need to see if that stat's on Basketball Reference. He's really bad. It was a very obvious moving screen by De'Aaron Fox because Fox didn't screen. He was trying to move out the way, and I think it was Mike Conley that ran into him. And they called it. And I think just because Fox was struggling, this is in the first half of the game, he uses a coach's challenge. Have you not learned to save those till later in the game when it actually counts? If it's a momentum swing and we're getting killed in the beginning, I get it, but we weren't. It was a pretty competitive game at that point in time. We were not down much. We might have even been up. And I think Buddy shot it and made it too. So, but I'm sorry, a timeout is, in a sense, it's kind of priceless. So I don't think it was smart to burn it for 3 points possibly. And yeah, Fox did get into a little foul trouble. So I get that. And Fox did end up fouling out of the game. But that wasn't until the very, very end. We were fine at that time. He could have just sat Fox and we could have just, went with Davion and, Davion, Buddy and Tyrese. So, and he lost it, of course. So we lost the timeout. So he continues to suck at that. Later on in the game, Quinn Snyder used his and was successful. So of course it just shined a bigger spotlight on how Luke Walton has been sucking with the coach's challenge. On to my next thing. Talk about timeouts. When the game, it was a one possession game. It was a one possession game. They miss a free throw. I think there's 4 seconds left. Davion Mitchell ends up with the ball. Davion doesn't call a timeout, and I get that he's a rookie. So, but Luke Walton does not use a timeout that we have to run another one of those plays that have been working to get us a better look at the cup. He just lets Davion run with the ball, and I forget what ends up happening. I mean, like, I forgot who took the shot, but I'll tell you what, we didn't make it. And 113, 119. I mean, give us a chance, Luke. They played bad enough for us to tie the game, and we played well enough, even with Fox struggling, to be in it at the end of the game. Use everything at your disposal to help us win the game. Why would you? We got a defensive rebound. You use the timeout, run a play. Like, why did we just burn the clock and not use the timeout to try to get closer? I don't get it. So it's things like that. Like, I really wanted, like, as I was watching the game and I was watching the plays and I was watching the rotations and everything, I was like, man, I feel like good about Luke Walton this game. And then he goes and he does the terrible coach's challenge, and then he doesn't use the timeout when we could have had 2 down at the end of the game, which could have really helped us out. But the one that we had left, he doesn't use. So, yeah, anyway, Jazz 119, Kings 113. Quickly, we'll preview the next game. Well, the next game is tonight. As I'm recording this in the morning, we're playing the New Orleans Pelicans here at home in Sacramento. I thought about attending the game, but it ain't gonna happen. Which is fine, because that means that tonight I'll actually record the video same night and then get it to y'all, later on in the evening, right after the game. Anyhow, New Orleans, I don't think they've been doing any better than before, but we'll take a look at it real quick before we get out of here. All right, so, oh wow, they got New Orleans winning it by the odds are New Orleans by 4%. Even though New Orleans is on a 4-game losing streak, and we're only on a 2-game losing streak, and we beat them last time we played them. Whatever. And we're playing them at home. Maybe people are banking off of the fact that Fox is playing so bad. But you know what? Mark me down for this. Fox has a good game tonight. Mark me down for that. On a night of a back-to-back, I believe Fox is going to have a good game tonight. I'm going to say, and when I say good, I'm not saying great. I'm going to say good. I say Fox is going to score. If Fox only misses 3 free throws, if Fox only misses 2 free throws, he's going to end with 20 points tonight. Mark me down for that. Points scored, we're still 13th at 110. They're 21st at 104. We are 44% from the field. They are 42. I mean, that puts us at 16th and them at 25th. Free throws, we're at 77 right now. They're at 80. They're 8th, we're 11th. 3-point percentage, they're at 33%. They're 17th. We're at 32%. We're 21st. That's ugly. They've made more than us. They're 12th. We're 17th. And rebounds, they're 7th. We're middle of the pack at 15. Assists, we're 17th. They're 19th. Is close. Turnovers, we're 9th. They've been turning the ball over. They turn the ball over on average 2 more times per game. And they're 2 spots ahead of us. We both have average 5 blocks per game. Brandon Ingram is averaging 25. Harrison Barnes 23. Harrison Barnes has a better game tonight too. Mark me down for that. And he didn't even have a bad game. He's just gonna have a better one. Valanciunas, obviously that's who we got to worry about. We got to throw bodies at Valanciunas early. And I personally believe that we should go to Tristan Thompson a little earlier to put him on Jonas Valanciunas. And we'll kind of leave it there. Anyway, it's the night of a back-to-back, and I know how we've been in the past with back-to-backs, but this squad is a little different. We got some younger players. I say Davion had a good game last game. I say Davion doesn't perform much worse, and he'll be more effective on defense because he was getting bumped out of the way on those screens. Because Donovan Mitchell was like, okay, yeah, I remember you last time. Yeah, we're just gonna take you out to play early beyond the arc. and it made Davion less effective. And Davion talked about it. He has some great clarity, really good interviews at the end of the game. So, check him out. But anyhow, Sacramento Kings, I said we get the W tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. But we took the L to the Jazz. And no one was surprised. They're a better team, even though we had a chance to win it. 113-119. This is your boy Skip, a.k.a. Skip and Tosh. The podcast is back, and I should have said that at the beginning of the show. The podcast is back. So if you want to listen to the audio versions of it, you can go to podbean.com. You can find us, but the links are below. Just go to the links. They're right there. They're below. Hit it up. Other than that, if you are interested in contributing, possibly coming on and having a conversation with me about different Kings topics, hit me up in the DM. We'll talk about it. That's a possibility. I do want to do some more content on the days that we don't have games, just having like discussions and stuff on different topics. And so hit me up about that. But other than that, thanks for everybody that showed the love as I put out that tweet, just showing my appreciation for local Sac Kings media. It was great to have that reception, and people have been reaching out, and that's really cool because I'm just a big Kings fan, breaking down what I see, looking to engage in conversation with more Kings fans. One of the funnest things is going to the games and then random people just start talking to you about the Kings and high-five when the teams are doing good. It just feels good. It feels like we're a big old team. So I'm looking to do more of that this season. So thanks all who reached out, and expect more soon. Other than that, y'all have a great day. Go Kings.